Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So I've done another versus list asking Grok 4 to just grab 60 classic rock bands and then, match them off against each other. So there's 30 verses in total. And it'd be kind of interesting if you can mark down, when I mention which band I like more or love more. If you tick off each time you agree with me, and at the end, in the comment section below, let me know how many times you agreed with me. It'd be funny if somebody puts 0. Okay, some of these might be easy and some not so much. Well, that's an easy one. Led Zeppelin versus Aerosmith, even though early Aerosmith was great. Of course, I'm going with Led Zeppelin. The Rolling Stones versus The Who. I've got to go with the Rolling Stones. Even I'm really getting into them more than ever, but even like a year ago, I think I would have chosen the Rolling Stones. Pink Floyd versus Yes. I think most people would go with Pink Floyd, but I am going with Yes. Yes, I am. How am I doing so far? Okay, Deep Purple versus Uriah Heep. Man, I love early Uriah Heep. That seriously is the closest one so far. I gotta go with Deep Purple. Black Sabbath versus Judas Priest. That's easy for me. Black Sabbath. Queen versus the Kinks. Ooh. I think overall I gotta go with the Kinks. The Doors versus Jefferson Airplane. I love both bands, but I would choose The Doors. AC/DC versus Motorhead. Motorhead. Jimi Hendrix Experience versus Cream. I would go with Jimi Hendrix Experience. Fleetwood Mac versus the Eagles. That's an easy one. Fleetwood Mac. Genesis versus King Crimson. I gotta go with Genesis, even though King Crimson is great. Van Halen versus Boston. Not really a big fan of either band, but I would have to go with Van Halen. The Beatles versus the Beach Boys. Oh, let me think about that for a second. The Beatles, even though the Beach Boys are one of my all-time favorite bands. Rush versus Kansas. I would go with Rush. Move this up here so you can all see it. Lynyrd Skynyrd versus the Allman Brothers Band. I would go with I don't know. I know Lynyrd Skynyrd more than the Allman Brothers Band because I've done a lot of reactions on Patreon to them. I'll go with Lynyrd Skynyrd. Guns N' Roses versus Motley Crue. God help us all. Two of my least favorite bands, but I guess I'll go with Guns N' Roses. ZZ Top versus Foghat. ZZ Top. Thin Lizzy versus Bad Company. I'm going to go with Bad Company. The Clash versus the Ramones. You're killing me, but I got to go with the Clash. David Bowie versus T-Rex. That's easy for me. David Bowie. The Police versus Dire Straits. Don't really care about either band, but I would go with Dire Straits. Journey versus Foreigner. I don't care about either band. Foreigner, I guess. Def Leppard versus Scorpions. I don't care for either band. So I'll go with Def Leppard. I do like a couple of their songs. Heart versus Pat Benatar. Once again, I'm not a fan of either. But I do like early Heart, so I'll go with Heart. Blue Oyster Cult versus Rainbow. Blue Oyster Cult all the way. Steppenwolf versus Grand Funk Railroad. I love Steppenwolf, but I gotta go with Grand Funk Railroad. Styx versus REO Speedwagon. Not crazy about either band, but if I had to choose, I would choose Styx. The Guess Who versus Bachman Turner Overdrive. Both great Canadian bands, but I gotta go with The Guess Who. Nazareth versus Montrose. I gotta go with Nazareth. The Yardbirds versus the Animals. I don't know. There's something about Eric Burden I really love his vocals. I'm gonna go with the Animals. So that is it. How many of these 30 verses did you agree with me on? And what was the biggest, the one where you really disagree? I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comment section below. So that's it, just a little bit more fun. I like doing these kind of videos. I don't know if my viewers like them as much, but if you do, please remember to leave a comment below, like the video. If you ever see the hype, I've never really seen it that much, but if below a video, and if you like the video, and hype it, click on the hype button. It'll take off. I'll get billions of views. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.